Morning world, and welcome to a rather breezy Wednesday, 2nd of November, and a good start to the day. So, Biscuit has had a whale of a time this morning, haven't you? So, that's the three I've managed to pick up. There's another one somewhere in there, and there's another one somewhere up there, and I think there's another one she had somewhere in there, which I'll go and pick up in a minute. Basically, I've got to start making plans to bring our young stock back from the farm, which means I'm going to need this shed, which I've been filling up with firewood. Well, most of it's gone, okay? I need to make some space. These are bags that are ready to go. This is last year's firewood, so these are ready to go. There's no point in putting them back in the big barn up there. They may as well stay out. I've got to have a little bit of a move about there because I want to put my slitter in here against that wall or that wall over there, one of the walls, preferably underneath some lights, because the welder, fabricator, engineer chap, Mr. Steele, good name for a bloke who does that sort of work, is going to come out maybe today, maybe tomorrow, probably in the evening, and we're going to look at mating the slitter and the rake together. But before he gets stuck in, he kind of wants to have a look at the job. So I said, I'll bring it in here, put it in the light, I'll put the slitter against the wall, then I can mount use the skid steer, I can sort of offer the rake up, we can take some measurements and some photographs or whatever else. He can do it in light and dry. Yeah, so that's the plan. So phase one was to move the bags of logs, and underneath one of the bags of logs, there was a lot of rats. A lot of rats. I mean, she's had half a dozen of them, but I reckon at least twice that number got away. So she gets so, like, I've got to chewing this rat. Everything else is running around her, but she's got to chew. See, that's a bad ratter. A good ratter nips the rat, moves on to the next rat, nips that rat, just bite. No, she's got to make sure that the one she's got is very dead. So yeah, so that's a bad ratter. She had a whale of a time. I mean, she thinks she's a great ratter, but she could have done better, really. Anyway, so I got to cut the slitter in the shed. Well, I've already brought it down, and I was going to sort of carry on because I was sort of cracked on work this morning, and I thought, you know what, if I'm not careful, I'm going to have actually nothing to share with you lot because I've done it all. So I went back up, I've had a cup of tea, paid the window cleaner because he happened to turn up at the same time, and now we're going to sort this out now. Slitters are designed to be weighed down, and a lot of people put like water barrels and stuff, which is a good idea, but I put logs in mine, and the only thing is I've got to get that out of there, and the easiest way to get that out of there is to tip it out. But the problem with tipping it out is potentially bending the legs. I don't want to do that. So my plan is I'm going to tip it out on the wood chip, because that way it's got a soft landing and a bit more support, if you know what I mean. So we'll have these couple of, no we won't, yes we will. We'll have these couple of stones out of here. That can come out. And then we'll just, we'll get on the skid steer, pick that up and chuck it out over there. Oh, if you're wondering about the smock, I used to wear one of these quite a lot. But normally I wear overalls because that protects legs as well. But I got a bit of an issue with my left shoulder, and especially when I got a jumper on. Putting my overalls on isn't too bad, but getting them off again has become a bit painful. So quite often I'm having to call my missus down from her office to get overalls off my left shoulder. So just for a minute, that's going to be, while I can get away with it, just a smock. So this is actually a new one that my brother gave me last week, because I mentioned to him that I was going to try and find my old smocks. I've got a couple in the house. They're in there somewhere. I need to go and find them. Michael thought it was a good idea, so he ordered himself a couple. The only thing is, the ones he ordered weren't big enough. So he can't get into it. So he's very kindly given it to me. Thank you, Michael. So I've got 2 new smocks, FOC, from my brother. That's all right, you owed me a favour. Okay, shall we tip these 2 pieces of cedar out of there? Against the wall, facing the wall, because obviously the rake is being mounted on the back. I'll come back for the bits of timber, because if I don't, my guys will be here with the chainsaw cutting it up, but I don't want to do that. That bit done. All I need to do is get the rake off the trailer up there and bring that down and kind of mate it up together, and then when the engineer, I can't remember his name, it's gone out of my head, sorry, I know he's going to watch this and go, he knows my name and I've forgotten his name, Mr. Steele. He can come down and we'll look at how we're going to put this together. So, and I think once I've mated these two together, put them together, I think you'll understand what it is we're trying to do. So yeah, one pass, two jobs. I can pick that up on that middle bar. So, we'll soon find out. Better take the strap off first. That's gotten a bit breezy, that has. Alright, I'm going to work out the best and safest way to lift this. So I reckon if I can get the forks under there, I can get it off. But then I need to lift it up and put it square. So I may need a couple of strops for that. Or I'll have to improvise something. Can't actually see the end of the forks. Can't actually see how well I'm on there. On there, tip it back a little bit. We'll just put this on the floor, I think, and then pick him up again square. That's kind of how I want it. So if I can come the other side now and pick him up from there, a couple of strops, bit of rope, I think of something. Something across there just to hold him up. Yeah, I reckon I could do something with that. How are we going to do this? I want to be able to take it on and off. And it hasn't got to be that tight. I also don't want it to slip off either. So it's ain't going to be that loose neither. Not a perfect solution, but it is a solution. As long as it can't fall off, and as long as no one can get hurt. That's the two key things. The rope, I trust. This is climbing rope. This is more than capable of picking this up. Just me not letting it fall off. This rake wants to be mounted onto this here so that the rake can follow behind the spikes, slitters, and literally will aerate the soil, but will also rip up the thatch at the same time. That's the plan. Will you slide forward a bit? Yeah, a bit. But not a lot. I think what I'm going to do is when Guy comes to do this, I'm going to get him to weld two brackets on there that I can get the pallet forks underneath. So one on there and one on there, and the same that side, which means I can, if I want to, take this on and off easily with the pallet forks. At the moment, this is a bodge, and it could be safer. So, but that's it. It wouldn't take a lot to make it safer and more sensible. There you go, that's the idea. So this post is going to have to match up with that one, although I think this is slightly narrower. But yeah, this is all doable. Dog's found something. I can hear it, and I can see a tail. So, hang on a minute. You got something in there? Have you got something in there? Hey, have you? What you got in there? Is there a rat in there? Hey, is there a rat in there? Come here, Biscuit. Biscuit, come here. What's in there? Under that way. Was there a hole there, is there? The tail. Is there a hole there? I reckon that's going to keep entertained for a while. I think I'm going to be bathing the dog when she's finished as well. But there you go. That's a happy terrier, that is. Rats. You know he's going to have a back door. He'll be gone out of there in a minute. Rats. There he is. There he is. Biscuit, he's here. You missed him. He's gone. Here he is. They're on here, look. See anything there? We know we've got some rats about the farm, and I know I've got to do something about it. But, you know, it's the time of year. Some rats. There's another one. Okay, so what I've done for now, I've just sat him on a steel box for the time being. No point putting it right up against the machine. All we need is it close enough that we can just see where brackets are kind of going to go and where they're not going to go, and work out how high we're going to put this thing, because obviously that's him lifted up pretty much as high as he'll go there. So I want, yeah, that's not going to be far away from where we're going to mount it. Probably have to go up a bit higher than that, to be honest. So I think what we might be end up doing is these chaps here might be drilled through and mounted on there. If there's enough room, that's tight on there. I might have to put a bracket on there. And the same this side, weld a bracket or something on there, and this fella will be mounted on here. Yeah, we won't be far away from there, and then we'll have to create something that either mounts to that round bar, which we might just be able to put like a exhaust bracket, if you know what I mean. We could possibly go round that and clamp that up, or like a U-bolt, maybe something like that. But it'd be quite handy. We might have to cut these bottom brackets off all the way along and actually move them up or down a little bit. So I think we're going to have to literally just sort of, we've got a depth of the machine because that's marked by the line on there, so we can work off that. But yeah, he's definitely got to come up a bit from there. So I think it's all doable. Just needs a little bit of lateral thinking. So, and I think that middle plate in there is probably strong enough to take it as well. But we might maybe just put a piece of steel between there and that. Maybe. We'll see. I'd rather make it too strong and put a bit more metal in it than do it on the cheap and then have to do it again. So, but there you go. So we will have, when this is done, slitter and a grass rake on the back, and literally when I go over this, everything will be behind me. So I know some folks have said, oh, put the slitter on the front and the rake at the back. Well, that's all right, but I'm running over what I've done. So the whole idea with this is to have everything behind me. So we'll open up the wheel tracks, we'll rake out the wheel tracks, everything. The whole thing will be, you know, good job. I think that for grassland management will be a good job. Right, remind me to buy a tin of black paint so I can paint over the welds, finish it off.